make some penne pasta with chicken sausage, mushrooms, whatever kind of mushrooms you like, garlic, my if you want to call this pesto without the nuts, it's basil ground up with the olive oil, which I leave in the freezer for as long as I want and take it out when I need it. Onions, lots of broccoli, and lots of salty olives, whatever kind that you like. This should be enough for, I think I said 4 people. No problem. I'm gonna kind of wok all this together, cook the pasta, and no sauce, just extra virgin olive oil. So since it's so much, after everything is cut up, and most of you don't have a larger skillet than this anyway, so we do it in 2 stages. First I'm going to saute the sausage with the mushrooms. Then I'll do the broccoli and the garlic with the onions. And everything will shrink, and when I get finished with that, I will add the mushrooms and the sausage back in there, and meanwhile your water has to be boiling for the pasta, so everything is ready at the same time. Lots of water for the pasta. Put salt in the water. Taste the water. You must have a slight salty taste to the water. Now, it's one thing if you're cooking just for yourself, but we're not right now. We're cooking for other people. Me, I don't put any salt in the water. I put herbs on everything, and I live with it like that. Pepper and herbs, and I'm very happy. But when you cook for somebody else, you got to make it taste good, because you want them to praise you in your efforts. So we have a high flame going here. We're going to get some olive oil. And notice how I cut the mushrooms? Just in half. And these are shiitakes. So the shiitake mushrooms are in half. And if you notice the sausage on a bias, about that thick. So we'll let that saute. And the mushrooms don't have any seasoning on them, so I'm not going to measure it, but as you see, a little sea salt, and I'm using hot pepper flakes. I don't have to say hot pepper, you know they are. Now that was a little bit, but you know what? That goes a long way. A high flame on this. So we get that nice, almost grill type flavor. And the olives, I'm starting with a pint of olives. I love olives. I might just add the entire pint of these salty Picholine olives. I like the Greek ones too, those wrinkly little Greek ones. Kalamata. And then when we put the broccoli and onions in there, a little water will come out. It'll deglaze the pan, and it'll pick up the flavor of everything that's in there. Give that another 2 minutes like that. I changed my mind. This can take more cooking and won't get hurt. So we'll just add the onions, the garlic, and the broccoli. Notice how I cut the broccoli, the florets, cut them in half. I julienne some onions, and some of the other onions I cut in chunks. And we're going to put a little more salt on this too. So we'll add a little bit more pepper flakes. And a little bit more olive oil. Sorry I blocked you on that shot. Let this go nicely like this. I could cover it, but then the vegetables and everything would get a little steamed. And I don't want that. I want to have that sauteed look, and I still have enough heat in there where things aren't boiling, but the moisture will come out of the onions, and we're going to get the pasta going in a minute, because this is almost the completion. You just have to weigh off the penne, get some white wine, One pound of pasta should do it. And a nice amount of white wine. That's one. Nice dry white wine. No cooking wine, please. So we deglaze the pan here a little bit. Add a little more sea salt. It's up to you, al dente or not al dente. I like al dente. Now I'm adding the penne. And this does not take long. Why? Well, what you usually do is cut up all your vegetables, have everything ready the night before. Just cut everything up, and then when you come home, put the skillet, put the water, start sauteing, and we have nice color too. We're going to cut up some scallions to go over the top. Have some pecorino romano cheese to go over this. Nice deglazing there. I don't even have to test anything that's in there. It's ready. But if you want to go past al dente, you just leave it in there and test the pieces of broccoli. That's the only thing that'll be hard. The onions should cook because they're julienne, and the sausage, the chicken sausage, is done. So if you want soft broccoli, just cook it some more. I'm lowering the flame because I'm done. Just keep it warm. I'm going to throw the olives in. You know what? That's a pint. Because once you mix this up with the pasta, you will see that there aren't as many as you think. And I'm going to add the scallions, see, cut on a bias for appearance. And this basil, I'm not adding to this now because I will lose too much of it in the pan, and it's so valuable. So I'll put the pasta into the serving dish, put the basil, and then lay all of this on top, and then mix it up a little. That is the plan, and it's a good one. The only thing, my timing was off a little bit with the pasta, so we have another couple of minutes to go. Now, as you see, there's liquid in there. Even though I sauteed, there's liquid. Now, I don't want to lose it, and I want that flavor, so what am I going to do? Very simply, put some Wonder, just sprinkle a little over it. This will absorb the liquid and give everything a nice coating. You could do that with cornstarch also if you're in the mind too. And if you see some of the liquid's disappearing, so just a little bit more. It makes the vegetables look nice and shiny too. That's it. No problem in putting flour in there since we're having pasta anyway. Okay, now if you can see the bottom of the pan, which I think you can, it's no more liquidy, it's kind of saucy. Now there's the hot pasta, and of course you don't wash the pasta ever, 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 ever. Because if you wash the pasta in water, the sauce that you have to go with it is not going to cling. Now we'll mix this up a little bit. Add some more of that delicious extra virgin olive oil. That is a good amount of basil. Now don't forget, when we add everything else, that basil will be going on top of whatever in there. It won't look as heavy. So if I gauge this right, I should be able to get all of this in there. Just a little mix, and we're going to the table to eat. Actually, it sounds good, and I know it's going to taste good too. Voila. That's plenty for 4 people. Too bad it's just me tonight. Oh, not true. I guess I'll have friends come over. There you go. How about if I just taste a little? That is good. That basil finished it off. I hope you enjoy this. I will.